Shalom Yeshua. And the start of us always by giving all praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, that belongs to the Apostle GMS, and honest you brothers that doing the work in truth while sincerity. In this one I'm going to be answering the question, how did the prophets die? Now this is extra biblical sources, so you always have to take with a pinch of salt with this one, but it matches up with what the scriptures say. So I'm just going to read this a few excerpts. This is Wikipedia page, Lives of the Prophets. Isaiah, said to be of Jerusalem, suffered martyrdom by being sawn in two by Manasseh, in agreement with the martyrdom of Isaiah, buried in a place usually identified by scholars as there. And that kind of lines up with the scripture in Hebrews 11, which we're going to get to. So Jeremiah, said to be of Ananoth, suffered martyrdom by stoning. Ezekiel suffered martyrdom in the land of Chaldees, right? Um, so basically, who else? Micah suffered martyrdom. Amos tortured by Amaziah. And basically, I'm bringing this up for the, for the edification sake, obviously, but basically say, the times were coming up, were going to be tough times. This here, what happened to Isaiah. Imagine that, man. And that, as the scriptures say in Ecclesiastes 1 and 9, it says, that thing that hath been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. So, Lord willing be of the elect, with these say men coming back again. Notice how not all of the prophets got tortured and killed. Just like how this time not all of the prophets are going to get tortured and killed. But that's the thing, some are going to get tortured and killed. Which is something that you're going to have to get your mind ready for. You're going to have to get your mind prepared for being in this thing of ours, especially as now it seems that the time is short. This is Matthew 23 and 37. It says, O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets, and stonest them which are sent unto thee. Right? Because who killed the Lord? Yeah, it was them wicked Romans. But what did the Israelites in Rome say? It says, let his blood be upon us. And look at the way that the Lord was killed. We're not, the scriptures say that the servant is not greater than the master. If the Lord went through that, well, we're going to have to go through. Right? This is Matthew 14 and 10. I'm just going to try to keep it short. It says, and he sent and beheaded John in the prison. This is John the Baptist. And his head was brought in a charger and given to the damsel, and she brought it to her mother. So a bitch got John the Baptist beheaded, man. This is Acts 7. The whole chapter is good, but I'm just going to get to the point. It says, and they stoned Stephen, calling upon the Most High, and saying, Lord, Yahushai, receive my spirit. And he kneeled down and cried with a loud voice, Lord, lay not their sin to their charge. And when he had said this, he fell asleep, i.e. he died. They stoned him to death. When you read this chapter, all he was doing was just telling the truth, man. You got that scripture in Galatians 4 and 16, am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? Hebrews 11 is another good chapter to read. This is all about faith, because that's what is going to let us go through this time that we're going to go through, we're coming towards, rather. Because shit is hitting the fan, and scriptures say, that Esau's going to come down, having great wrath, because he hath but a short time left. That's Revelations 12 and 12. This is Hebrews 11 and 36. It says, and others had trial of cruel mockings and scourgings, yea, moreover of bonds and imprisonment. They were stoned, they were sawn asunder, which matches up with the story of Isaiah there. Right? It says, were tempted, were slain with the sword, They wandered about in sheepskins and goatskins, being destitute, afflicted, and tormented. Right? And just to get on IUIC real quick, it says they wandered about in sheepskins and goatskins, being destitute. Let's look up what this word means. It says extremely poor and lacking the means to provide for oneself. Right, so what are these guys, getting on GMS for being bums? Really and truly, that's something. That's saying something about GMS. Because they said the prophets of old were like this, and the prophets of new are like this, which really and truly through the Spirit, they're the same prophets. Just to get back on topic, man. This is Revelations 2:10. It says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I'll give thee a crown of life. But that's the point. Be thou faithful unto death. You have to be ready to die for the Lord, just as the Lord died for the elect of Israel. And he is the King of Kings. He didn't have to do that. But that says something when the king, lays his life down for those that, aren't on that are below him. It says scripture say we're gonna be joint heirs with the Lord. But Yahweh Shai, that's he's the King of Kings, man. Right, so Revelations 28:4 says, and I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushai, and for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads, on their hands. And they lived and reigned with Yahushai 1,000 years. Because at the end of the day, man, FEMA getting these guillotines, and they're gonna use them. Soon come. Yesterday was 9/11. I was kind of hoping that there'll be a terrorist attack. Here in London, we're on GMT point, so there's still another 12 hours to go. But and in all seriousness, like that, shit is hitting the fan, and this is the time we're coming into, and he's going to start implementing that chip, that martial law, and he's gonna get brothers on them guillotines, man. But what does the scripture say there? It says, and I saw them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushai. Right? And then but that's the thing, when we're doing this, man, there's a reward. There's a reward for what it is that we're doing. There's a reward for laying down your life for the Lord. This is 1 Thessalonians 4:16. It says, for the Lord himself shall ascend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High, and the dead in Yahushai shall rise first. So yeah, you may get your head chopped off, but that's that's just a technical difficulty for a few days, a few hours, or however long it is from that instance to when the Lord comes back. Because at the end of the day, man, this flesh is of no use. When you read 1 Corinthians the 15th chapter, it says, in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, we shall be changed. So we're gonna, Lord willing, with the elect, we're gonna drop these bodies. So, if this flesh has to die, so that the spirit can live and get a new body, then it's worth it. Whatever we go through is worth it in this truth. Scriptures talk of a light affliction, because what we're going through, you may be tortured for a day, or a week, or a month, a year, but in the grand scheme of things, what is a year in comparison to eternity? So with that one, I'm just gonna close it up here, man. Just trying to get you in the mindset that some of us are gonna have to die for this, and if you ain't ready to die, you might as well put in your letter of resignation, but know that you're gonna get even worse death. So that I'm gonna say shalom.